Yes boys, brand new video, different one today. Today we've got the 5 secrets to making extremely high quality drill beats. There's everything you need to know. My top 5 things that I've learned from making drill beats, from making music for the last 4-5 years. One presentation, let's get into it. So, before we get into it, why you should listen to me. I've been making drill beats for about 4 years. You can listen to my beats. I'm sure if you're watching this video now, you would have heard some of my beats before. If you haven't, go check out my beats channel. It will be linked below. I work with drill artists, so recently I've had an artist come over from Australia. I'm in New Zealand. I've got an Airbnb, booked out a studio, got a full vlog, some hard content linked in the description as well. Go check that out if you want to have a look. I've spent thousands of hours on beats, making music. Nearly every day I've spent 1, 2, 3, all up to 6 to 8 hours on the grind for the past 4 years, 5 years. I invest in myself. Got a music trip coming up soon in 2 weeks. Me and my mate Marcos, we run international. We do loops, all that. We're going overseas for 3 months. There's just going to be meeting people, making music, making content. We've both left school, didn't finish, didn't go to uni. Finally, I genuinely care about being the best I can and also helping producers create the best music and just find the potential that they have inside them, because I believe there's a lot of producers out there fucking just, they're cracked, but they just don't put it out there enough. So I want to help you guys out. Here we go, first slide. Alright, number 1 is sound selection. So this isn't as simple as it seems. Lots of people think sound selection is not really a thing. I personally think it's super overlooked. Just like you wouldn't have Pop Smoke rapping on a pop beat, you're not gonna have some drum sounds go together. So it's super important. So what I've got here, you need to really listen to your niche. So drill beats, for example, there are different niches within drill beats. For me, Pop Smoke, I still listen to Pop Smoke all the way through for the past 3 years. I listen to heaps of Pop Smoke. I love the sound. So I listen to it heaps, and you study the niche. It gets to a point where you actually need to listen out for the elements. Where are these sounds going? What are these drum sounds doing? You really need to pay attention to what's going on with the drums, with the whole instrumental. Super important. Listening to music is one thing, but also analyzing what goes on with the instrumental is super important, and it will make your beats better over time. Samples, this is self-explanatory, but sound selection, make sure you're using good samples. If you need good samples, we've got some international latest drill kit linked below. Fucking hard drill samples. But otherwise, you know, you can find other drill samples online, make them yourself, chop them up, whatever. Drum kits as well. Find good drum kits on Reddit, on YouTube. There are lots of free ones. If you've got a bit of money to spend, that's fantastic. Go find some paid drum kits. But boys, do not overlook sound selection. It is so important, and it is the secret to a clean mix and just a beat that artists want to use for their songs. Next up, mixing the beat. Do not ignore audio leveling. You hear type beats on YouTube, or I hear type beats on YouTube sometimes, and it's just fuck. I kind of get annoyed. You got your kick fucking, it's just all over the place. It's so loud, or sometimes super quiet, and you've got the snare clipping above the whole fucking mix. It's fucked. So audio leveling, if you don't know what that is literally just adjusting the volume knobs. Once you finish your beat, or you can do it while you're mixing your beat, while you're adding all the elements, change the volume. It sounds stupid to say, but literally some people don't change the volume of their kick, of their hi-hat, of their snare, whatever, okay? It needs to work together. It's the first most important part of mixing before you add any effects or EQs or anything. The levels, audio levels need to be right. Do not ignore audio leveling, super important. EQ your tracks, okay? And the master as well, we'll get to this soon. Just some quick basic rules of thumb. With your 808s, you're usually going to want to EQ lows around 80 Hz, drop off some of the super lows at about 10-20 Hz, just slide it off. With your snares or rims, maybe you want to boost a little bit of the highs. These are just random things that are coming to my mind. The master, you're going to be putting an EQ on your master at the very end of the beat, and there's just to finally touch up some of the things. So maybe lots of the time I'll boost a little bit of my highs just to keep it nice and crisp. Also a little bit of my lows, I'll boost it up take out some mids, and take out some of the super lows. So it allows for a crispy, clean mix, which is what you want. Super ideal. Soft clipper versus limiter. Okay, now this is uniquely for drill beats, this presentation. So I put this in as a joke. You should not be using limiter. Soft clipper only, limiter should not be on there. What is the purpose of your beat? Is the purpose of your beat for a beat battle? Are you trying to impress other producers? Or are you trying to impress artists? So they will use it, they get creative, they can hear lyrics in their head so they can write to the song. There is nothing wrong with doing a beat for a beat battle. In fact, making beats for beat battles actually is super fun. You just go crazy on them, super creative. However, type beats, from my understanding, type beats should only be to try and sell to an artist. You need to understand your audience. For me, when I was doing Pop Smoke type beats, Pop Smoke likes quite a lot of perks in his beats, 808 mellow, quite a lot of perks, quite a lot of shit going on. But it's still got enough space for a rapper to top on it like Pop Smoke. Do not want to overcrowd a project with perks, FX, all this shit, okay? Unless you're doing a beat battle. So understand your purpose for your beat. One thing I like to do, acapella testing here, now that we're theme with Pop Smoke beats, one thing I like to do is once I've finished a beat, if I'm not sure if it's sort of placeable or if someone can hop on it, I'll download an acapella off YouTube, Pop Smoke. I've got quite a lot on my PC now. I'll drag it in, stretch it to BPM, right key, and I'll just listen to it. If it sounds good, if it sounds full with the vocal, you're good. Your beat's good. You don't have too many tracks. While the acapella's playing, take tracks out, take some perks out. Take away some of your kicks that you've added in. Just test out different things. Make sure your mix is not crowded. Make sure your beat does not have too many tracks. Also, the last thing, listen to beats of songs you like. We mentioned this, I think it was in secret number 1. Okay, you need to listen to your niche and listen how many tracks are going. Is there a kick? Is there a hi-hat? Is there a perk? Is there an open hat? What's going on? What's the standard amount of tracks that there would be? Okay, this will be specific to you, what kind of beats you're doing, but don't ignore this. Okay, if you're trying to make a beat for Russ Millions, listen to Russ Millions beats. What elements does he have? What elements doesn't he have that you have in your beats currently? Next step, elements of a beat. This is my favorite thing to talk about. I talked about in my tutorials, and this is all about making sure that your drum elements and just sample everything fit together. You can't have a hi-hat and a snare that don't work together and doing fucking dumb patterns. If it feels like the sounds are clashing, they're gonna be clashing. It's gonna be fucked. It's gonna be a shit beat. Experiment with your piano roll patterns. Try different things. Out with a hi-hat, leave some spaces, okay? Experiment, super important. Don't keep your beats generic. Don't keep your patterns generic. Create your sound, but experiment with your piano roll patterns. And I'm talking about drums here. Who is the main character? This is arguably the most important part of making a beat. What I mean by this is the melody has to be up here and the drums be down here, or it has to be switched around. Either your melody is your main part of your beat, or your drums are the main part of your beat. They cannot both be up here, okay? Even if they're in the middle, it's gonna be shit, okay? You have to have the main character. So your melody has to be fucking fantastic, super ear-catching, the star piece of your beat, all the way around, all your drums are. Fantastic melody or fantastic drums is what makes your sound, and what makes your beat stand out from others. Our last secret, practice, practice, practice. Now, this can be discouraging sometimes, but you've got to look at the big picture sometimes. If you actually want to have a career in music, if you want to be able to go far with music, make some money off it potentially, you need to practice. You need to be spending all your spare time making music. Your input equals your output, okay? This goes for the same with everything in life. Your input that you put in is the output that you get out. The more you put in, the more you get out. Tutorials are good. I know I shit talked them on before. On our channel International, we do loop tutorials, how to make hard loops, and there are heaps of other tutorials online, how to make drill chops, drill melodies, hard drums, anything you want. It's there on YouTube. And finally, your beats are never good enough. Do not get complacent. If you think your beats are fucking good, and you think that those same beats are good for too long, for multiple months, something's wrong. You're always going to be on an uphill trend. If you're practicing, you're learning everything. So don't get complacent. Your beats are never good enough. They can only get better. This is the bonus secret. Mind and body. 1. Be active, stay fit. I go for runs twice a week. Go to the gym every day. Don't have to do that. Just make sure you're active. Make sure you're fit. And just, it's never going to harm you to be active and fit. Don't just be fucking sitting at home like a fucking loser. Eat well and at the right times. I've dropped out of school now, so I'll get up at around 6:37, do a little bit of work, go to the gym. I don't eat breakfast. I come home and I'll eat steak at 9:30. Okay, I find for me, there's just research I've done with food. If I'm eating carbs in the morning, too much food, get brain fog, I can't work, I can't fucking think, I can't be creative. Okay, so there's going to be some people will need carbs in the morning to function, to have energy. For me, I don't. I just need protein. Eat well. Okay, stop eating fucking Macca's, Domino's, all this shit. Fucks up your mood, fucks up your energy levels, your sleep, everything. It's better to have 2 to 3 meals throughout the day rather than snacking. Just what I found with my research. If you want to do some research about food, all that shit, go ahead. Sleep better. Okay, so Marcos, who runs International with me, he's actually just dropped a video on how to fucking get a G's sleep. Right, how to sleep so you can optimize your work, your focus, just your life will just be better. So I'll link that in the description. Go fucking watch that, bro. Trust me. Your sleep just will go fucking, it will help you with everything. Last 2, always be learning. Similar to what I was saying with your beats, don't get complacent. The more you learn, the more you know, the more you realize you don't fucking know anything. It's a bit fucking cliche, but you need to believe in yourself. If you don't actually believe that you can do well, that you can make fucking hard beats, that you're going to get to a point where you can make your music full-time, get paid well, have all these things, meet these people, it's not going to happen. You need to actually genuinely believe in yourself. But saying that, believing and doing things need to be together. You can't, dream and believe you're going to do this and then fucking sit at home, watch Netflix, just be a fucking loser. You need to pair that belief with working, with doing shit, with making beats, experimenting, learning, all this shit. That's it. That's my presentation for this video. If you guys did enjoy this, leave a comment so I can get a better idea of where you guys are at, what content you like, whether you prefer the tutorials or these kinds of videos or both. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about anything, again, leave a comment, hit me up on Instagram. I'll help all you guys out, answer all your questions. But boys, keep learning, keep making music, keep being G's, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's fucking go.